Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into a really fascinating intersection found in our source material. We're going to see exactly how a high-tech data solution is stepping up to solve a massive geopolitical trade crisis right at the border, and how edge AI is literally rerouting physical supply chains.
Right off the bat, let's look at this dramatic year-to-date headline. The sources highlight recent comments from U.S. President Donald Trump regarding the USMCA or CUSMA trade deal, stating bluntly, "I'm not looking to renew it." This casts immediate doubt on the future of North American trade and sends some serious shockwaves through industries that rely entirely on open borders.
So here's our roadmap for the Explainer today. The continental waste crisis, tariffs and capacity cliffs, the Sentient Bridge tech, the Digital Refinery workflow, turning wood into biocarbon data, and finally securing the bioeconomy. Let's get into it.
Section 1, the continental waste crisis. To understand the tech solution, we have to grasp the physical reality of the Ontario-Michigan waste corridor.
3.46 million tons. That is the massive volume of municipal solid waste, or MSW, that Ontario exports across the border to Michigan every single year. It's a deeply entrenched, highly active logistical pipeline moving millions of tons of trash out of Canada and into the U.S. on a daily basis.
To put that scale into perspective, Ontario's exported trash makes up over 14% of all the waste disposed of in Michigan landfills. Imagine nearly 15% of an entire U.S. state's landfill volume coming from just one neighboring Canadian province. That is a staggering reliance on cross-border logistics.
Which brings us to Section 2, tariffs and capacity cliffs.
That physical waste corridor is hitting a political wall fast. Both sides are leveraging heavy economic penalties strictly reported here from the sources. We've got uncertainty over the USMCA renewal. We're looking at proposed 50% U.S. tariffs on Canadian imports under Section 338. Then you have Ontario Premier Doug Ford's retaliatory 25% surcharge on energy exports. And if that wasn't enough, Michigan is proposing massive landfill fee hikes, jumping from 36 cents to $5 a ton. It's a total crisis for anyone moving materials across that border.
So, how do you bypass a border crisis? Section 3, the Sentient Bridge and 905 wood tech.
To solve this macro geopolitical problem, the sources introduced a micro-solution called the Sentient Bridge. Now, this isn't a physical structure, it's an advanced AI technology layer developed by 905 Wood. It fundamentally changes what is actually crossing the border by translating chaotic physical construction debris into high-purity digital biocarbon assets.
Think about the old model versus the new model. The old way was just hauling low-value physical wood to a dump for maybe $5 to $60 a ton. But with those tariffs and fee hikes, that margin is getting squeezed into oblivion. The new model captures high-value, auditable DMRV. That's digital measurement, reporting, and verification data. Moving physical wood is a shrinking, contested business right now, but minting provenance data, that's a highly scalable digital asset.
There's a brilliant quote in the transcripts from Theo at 905 Wood. He says, "Chaos in, purity out." The bridge literally thinks at the edge in real time on Canadian silicon. It's not just moving trash. The system is actively evaluating and classifying it right on the spot.
And here is what gives it that sentience. It's about operationalizing an incredible hardware and software stack right at the dumpster. We're talking about a Google Pixel 11 Pro running the Android 17 OS. Under the hood, you have Tensor G6 processors powering a LightArt AI edge stack, completely integrated with Gemini 4.5 and Gemma 4 in the cloud. This edge AI actually classifies the wood, like distinguishing clean pine from treated lumber, in under 500 milliseconds.
Let's move to Section 4, the Digital Refinery application workflow.
So how does a user actually interact with all this tech? It boils down to a super clear 4-step process within the 905 Wood UI. It starts with a simple request for quote. Then it moves to generating a certificate of origin. Step 3 is verification, utilizing that edge AI we just talked about. And finally, strict regulatory compliance checks. It perfectly organizes field chaos into a structured pipeline.
The ultimate output of that workflow isn't just a full truck, it's a 6-layer document wallet delivered as a cryptographically attested PDF dossier. And you might wonder, why a PDF? Because customs agents and carbon auditors are never going to log into a bespoke app. They need a rock-solid, unchangeable document they can file, sign, and trust for an audit.
Maya, another voice from the 905 Wood transcripts, emphasizes this beautifully. She says the goal is to turn a chaotic, contaminated, worthless stream of construction waste into a clean, characterized,
cryptographically proven, high-purity feedstock. Basically, the software UI is an alchemy factory, taking raw machine-grade data and translating it directly into institutional trust.
Which takes us to Section 5, Wood to Biocarbon Data.
Here's why that PDF dossier is so incredibly valuable. Without the verifiable DMRV provenance data produced by that Pixel 11 Pro, the wood is literally just landfill trash subject to heavy fees. But with the data, it unlocks the highly lucrative carbon removal credit market on registries like Pura.earth. It proves the material meets their strict 2025 biotar methodology, satisfies biomass sourcing criteria, and allows them to mint high-premium CORCs, or CO2 removal certificates.
And here's the kicker. That exact same digital proof acts as a tariff shield. The verified provenance data legally reclassifies the material under HS Code 3825.0 as characterized waste. By proving exactly what the material is and where it came from, it legally bypasses those massive 50% border tariffs we discussed earlier. It slips right through the wall.
Bringing it all together, we arrive at Section 6, Securing Ontario's Bioeconomy.
The reframing here is absolutely fascinating. As the source material puts it, 95 Wood is a data company wearing a dumpster company's clothes. The physical truck picking up the wood, that's really just customer acquisition. The verified data record is the recurring SaaS application service, and that is what secures Ontario's industrial leadership in the Canadian circular bioeconomy.
There is a line from the 905 Wood document archive that sums this up perfectly. The wood was never the asset. The proof was. It's a profound realization. In today's highly complex trade environment, physical materials are becoming entirely secondary to cryptographic certainty.
So I'll leave you with this provocative thought to ponder. In an age where physical supply chains are blocked by heavy geopolitical tariffs, is digital proof the only borderless currency left? It certainly seems like the future of trade might not be about what you can ship, but what you can prove. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the source material. Keep learning, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.